Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. If you're new to our channel, welcome. Here at Mad About Skin, we're passionate about helping you to get the most out of your skincare. So if you haven't already, now's a fantastic time to click that link below, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, and you won't miss out on any of our amazing future content. Now, in today's video, we've got a new skincare launch. I said in my last video when we had even more skincare launches, it feels like buses. You wait for ages for something to come along, and then we have like launch after launch after launch, and they all arrive at once. Today, it is like the second part of a launch. It's kind of like the second part of a launch which happened only very recently, and that is the Naturium, the new skincare line by Yara. Now, if you remember the first launch, total PR disaster. All went a bit crazy. There was a lot of issues around that. I actually did a video, a full unbiased video on the first launch, each of the products in the first launch, which I will link up there. So this is kind of like the second part of that video. So if you haven't already, pause this, check that out, and then swing back to this video to see like the second half of it, because I think it follows on very much from the initial launch. In this launch, it's kind of like a micro launch. We've got two new products coming from Naturium, both of them in the moisturizer line. So we're going to talk about each one of them individually, what I think of the products, the ingredients, the formulations, and kind of like a first impressions on the products themselves. Obviously, I always say to you guys, do your own research. You know, don't just take my word for it. Do your own research and look into these things yourself if you want to make a purchasing. But hopefully, this will help you make your decision whether you're going to purchase these or avoid them totally. I know some people don't like Naturium as a brand because of some of the things which have gone on with the initial launch. That, again, is totally up to you, and that's your individual buying decision. I'm just here to kind of help people make a decision if they do want to buy from this line. Either way, leave me a comment below. Will you be buying any of these products? Are you interested in the line itself? I've heard some really good comments around things like their niacinamide serum and things like that. So leave me a comment. Do you use any Naturium products, and are you going to recommend them to anyone? Leave me a comment below. So let's get straight into it. Waffle over. Let's get straight into it with the first product, which is their Intense Overnight Sleeping Cream. This is $25. I am not sold on sleeping masks in general. I kind of think if you've done a full skincare routine and you put a moisturiser on, why would you then put another moisturiser on and sleep in it? And you're sleeping in your moisturiser, so what's the difference? Kind of not sold on what the point of a sleeping mask is, like in terms of a cream, but who knows? This says that most sleeping masks tend to be gel-like in consistency, and this is more creamy in consistency, so there is something a little bit different with this product than your standard ones on the market. I'll read you the blurb about what they say this product is going to do. So it's suitable for all skin types, it's super hydrating, and it will nourish the skin while you sleep, leaving you to wake up with radiant, glowing and plump skin. Who doesn't want that? Sounds great so far. It is cruelty free, which I love. I always praise and call out brands which are cruelty free, because I think, you know, 2020 we should all be seeking cruelty free options where we can. Lovely that Naturium have decided straight off the bat to be cruelty free across their whole line, so I love that. It is fragrance free, which is great for people that have sensitive skin. I always think with leave-on products, I'm less inclined to have fragrance in them than wash-off products, because I think it lingers and it is in contact with the skin longer. So for something like this that you're leaving on potentially 8 hours overnight, if you're lucky enough to get 8 hours sleep, I kind of think fragrance free is probably a good option. It's dermatologically tested. That means nothing. Literally a load of old rot. All companies put that on there. Doesn't mean anything. It means a dermatologist looked over it and said, oh, nice. Nothing. Doesn't mean anything, so you can ignore that. And it is not vegan. Now, Susan got called out and read to filth in the first launch because she was claiming that honey was vegan. It's cruelty-free honey, and therefore the products were vegan. A load of old rubbish. Got read to filth for that, and rightly so, because, you know, I'm not vegan personally, but I do know a lot of people that are, and honey for most vegans is not vegan, is not okay to have in products. So to call yourself vegan then throw honey in was misleading in the extreme, so I hated that. This has honey in, and they are not calling it vegan, which I like. I think, you know, all companies deserve second chances. You hear the feedback, you respond to it. Ideally you don't do it in the first place, but you know, who hasn't made a mistake? And growing with it and not making the same mistake again. Susan did a launch video of these products, and she clearly states it has honey in it and therefore it's not vegan. So I like that they've listened and fed that back in. So, you know, credit to them for taking that feedback on board. And really, it's just a cream moisturiser to sit on top of your other moisturiser. Now, Susan Yara described this product as locking in and sort of sealing in all of your skincare and making it work better overnight. It's kind of what your moisturiser does anyway, but it is good to get that hydration in overnight. I think if there's going to be a time of the day when you want to apply a maybe thicker cream, it will be at night, because that's when your skin needs all that nourishment and all that additional moisture to repair itself overnight, so then it's ready to support you throughout the day, the following day. So, taking a brief look at the ingredients. Now, this product doesn't sink in. kind of isn't supposed to, I guess. A sleeping mask is supposed to be that. It's like wearing a mask, so it doesn't sink in like a moisturiser would and disappear without a trace. It does sit on the skin, and I guess that's kind of the point of it. Probably makes a mess of your pillows, but you know what, I kind of get where they're going with that, and most sleep masks do. It's got squalane, which is a great humectant, something I absolutely love. It's got snow mushroom extract in there, which is super hydrating and is a really nice botanical extract to add into ingredients to get that hydration in there. It's got the bog standard hyaluronic acid. You know, it's boring, but actually hyaluronic acid does work really well to hydrate the skin, and I think is a nice addition to this. So overall, I think it's a nice ingredient. It will leave you hydrated. It will soothe and smooth the skin. My few issues that I have with this product. First of all, it says it's suitable for all skin types. No. If I was acne prone, and I am, I'm oily, I'm acne prone, I have breakouts, I won't go anywhere near this product because, well, there's a couple of reasons. First, it doesn't say non-comedogenic on it. Now, that doesn't mean it's not, it doesn't mean it is going to clog your pores. It probably means it hasn't been robustly tested, or that they aren't able to substantiate that claim, which is fine. Don't put it on there if you can't substantiate it. But for me, I stay away from products that don't say non-comedogenic on there, because that's kind of the guarantee that it won't clog your pores. So be conscious about this. There's also some ingredients in here that I would be a little bit cautious around. So the no's for me in this product are the capric triglyceride, which is a derivative of coconut oil. I'm really surprised about this. Susan Yara has gone on and on her channel about how much she hates coconut oil. Now, this isn't straight up coconut oil. You're not rubbing coconut oil onto your skin. It's a derivative of it. But still, some of the same issues kind of persist, so I'm not sure why she thinks this is okay and coconut oil isn't, and I'd like to see some of the science behind that, because this to me has a risk of clogging and being too occlusive for my skin type, people with oily skin. So it's very hydrating, don't get me wrong. If you have dry skin, great. This, for someone with oily skin, I think could cause breakouts, so I'm not a huge fan of that. It's also the second ingredient on the ingredient list, so it is up there in terms of the strength within the product, so I think that makes it a firm pass for me. I also have an issue with the pH. Naturium put their pH on their website of each of their products, which is great. This is pH between 6.5 and 7.5, so basically neutral. So this is kind of neutralizing the acid mantle on the skin, which is there for a reason, particularly overnight when you use the acid mantle to deter the alkaline-loving bad bacteria and promote the acid-loving good bacteria. It's kind of messing with that. I'm not really sure why you wouldn't add a few extra ingredients in there to balance this down a little bit on the acidity scale, and that way you would end up with a more acidic product which would suit the skin pH better. Props to Naturium for putting the pH on the website, but no. Overall, I'm going to give this product a pass. I think if you're dry skinned, great. This is a lovely addition to your moisturization routine. Do I think you need a sleep mask? No, absolutely not. But I think it could be a lovely addition if you are dry skinned. If you have combination skin, or you have oily or breakout skin, this is a firm pass. There's too many ingredients that have the potential to cause blockages and cause breakouts. I'm not saying they will, but there's one or two in there that I would just be a bit dubious about. So I don't like how it's advertised to people with oily skin. It's $25, which is up there, I think, for a moisturizer, but probably if it's a mask that you're going to get maybe 10 uses out of, I think probably that is a fair price point, so I think that's pretty reasonable. But I'm going to give it a pass for this. There's also something I'm going to call out on this, and I have no idea why Naturium do this. Other brands do this as well. This is not just for them. But this product has 0 reviews on their website. Not one person has commented or given reviews. That's fine. It launched like yesterday, so I'm not expecting a whole flurry of reviews. So that's absolutely fine. No issue with that. However, they have in big bold above the reviews, big bold, they have this line which says, from Anna in New York, I slather the generous layer on my skin every evening and I wake up refreshed. Great. Praise indeed. Makes me want to buy the product. However, that person works for Susan Yara. I bet any money that person works for Susan Yara. A, because I've watched her channel. I love her channel. I quite like Susan Yara. And there's someone called Anna that works for it. So any amount of money that person works for. And I just think if you've got no reviews and you've got no feedback, and then you promote some feedback, it all looks a bit dodgy, and all companies do it. They all get their own employees to, write reviews and stuff like that. Maybe I'm wrong in this instance, but it all just looks a bit fishy, and I hate that. I just think, it's a bit tacky, and let the reviews come in, and then obviously pick the best. You're not going to highlight a trash review, are you? But just, I think, wait for the reviews to come in and then highlight some of those. That to me, just marketing, and I don't like it when any company does it. Now, second product we have is the Plant Ceramide Rich Moisture Cream. Now, this isn't advertised for me or my skin type at all. This is for people with dry skin. It's advertised for people with dry skin, and I think it's fantastic because this is really going to benefit people with dry skin. Now, it's got essential fatty acids in there, which is great. It's got ceramides, which we all know from the CeraVe video I did, which I will link up there if you want to check that out. Ceramides are fantastic for boosting the barrier function of the skin, supporting the skin's natural function, and keeping that hydration in. Fatty acids, lipids, ceramides, all beautiful and things that you should have in your skincare routine, so I love it. Plant derived, so that allows it to for people that are living a plant-based lifestyle, so I think that's fantastic. And it's got squalane in there, which again I love. This is just a super moisturizing cream, and I think it sounds absolutely fantastic. It's totally wrong for me, and I wouldn't go anywhere near it if you have breakout prone skin. But if you're struggling with hydration, I think this is a fantastic option. It's $25, which makes it up there a little bit for moisturizers for me. I would normally say stick around sort of the $10 price point for a moisturizer, but this could really work for you. And if you're very dry skinned, I think you do have to pay a little bit more for a slightly better moisturizer to get that hydration in. So I think this is a really good option. I love the packaging on both of these. I think they're interesting additions to the line. So far, Naturium hasn't brought out anything wow. Nothing has like jumped out at me and thought, oh my god, this is revolutionary. However, it's a new skincare line, and I think the revolutionary stuff comes down the line. I'd like to see some things like maybe some enzyme peels would be really interesting. Some use of maybe like some phytic acids, or maybe more azelaic acid inclusion. Just interesting things which you can't get day to day in the drugstore or from established brands. These, I don't think either of these are setting the world alight, but I certainly think the Plant Ceramide cream is worth a second look. The first one, a sleep mask, if you like a sleep mask and you do want that extra hydration, I think it's certainly worth a look, but stay away from it if you have oily skin, because I really just don't think they've probably tested it, but I haven't seen any of their testing, obviously. For me, as someone who suffers with breakouts and only needs one trigger and faces like a light with blackheads and head lock pores, I think I'm just going to give this one a firm miss. So let me know, guys. Leave a comment below. Are either of these products going to be your go-to? Are you thinking of buying them? What do you love from Naturium so far, or are you just giving the whole brand a wide berth? Let me know. Leave me a comment below. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and you give this video a thumbs up. Wherever in the world you are, guys, stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Take care. Bye.